On this video, I'll be showing you how you can achieve this neck type on your dress. So at first, you have to cut the fabric you're making use of, and you do your normal shoulder slant. The front should go down by 3 inches, then you add 3 inches to the back. But on this particular outfit, I'm adding 2.5 inches at the back of the outfit, like the back shoulder. And you should pay close attention while cutting this neck. Fit of neck 18, you should cut the neck 15. You don't make that 18. You can check the first video I made on this particular collar. It was very rough, so you make the cutting should be 15 instead of 18. You minus 2 inches, and you see what I'm marking there. We get back to this shock arm. So you just measure 5 inch from the center front drop like I did. Then we are not using 1/2 inch on this video, we are using 2 inch and 1 inch, because we want the flap to be about 2 inch. So the previous video I made, I used about 1/2 inch, but here now I'm using the total of 1.5 inch for seam allowance. Then that 1 inch I will later add it like I did on the last video. So you just have to trim it off 1 inch at that down and 1 inch inward at that neck part, the front neck part. You see what I did? And make sure you don't do away with this part. You are coming back to this piece now, so you just keep it somewhere, and you first take the front, and now you have to look for a piece, like a piece of fabric you use for the flap, like that front part, and you just double fold it this way, and just pay close attention here. Now you remember we measured and curved out 1 inch. I'm making here now about 1.5 inch. You see, we are adding it back, that's making it 1.5 inch, and the 1/2 inch there is for the seam allowance. I hope you get. And the down, you won't make it 1/2 inch, it should be about 1.5, so that you can have a place or a part to stitch and then cut it off. If you make it the exact 1/2 inch, then when you stitch it, you can have a neat finishing at the back. So you have to make it 1.5 or 1 inch. It should be 1 inch, so that after everything you can trim it off, weave it, and so that's by the way. You have to cut out that cape into 2, because it's left and right. So that's what I did here. And please, if you're really getting any knowledge from my video, I really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button and comment your thoughts, and share what you learned, and I really appreciate if you do that. So you just place it together this way, and that down measurement is about 3 inch, 1/2 inch seam allowance at the right, 1/2 inch seam allowance at the other part. Then you'll be left with 2 inch, and just sew it. So you see what I'm doing. You make sure you sew like the exact 1/2 inch you added. You don't exceed, you don't go below it. Make sure you sew on that exact 1/2 inch. That's what I did here. And I'm sorry I didn't mark the, I marked the first one on the first video. I didn't mark it here. So you just make sure you get that 1/2 inch. So that's what I did here. Now you have to do the same stitch on the other side. See, that's what I'm about to do now. Just have to top stitch it like you did on this side, maintaining your 1/2 inch straight line. Oh. So you just pay close attention so you don't make mistake, and you stitch. Please kindly like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. I really appreciate, be grateful for that. And you would want to weave that other side of this pieces or cape we are using, because if you just place it like that and sew it, if you just turn it over and sew it, it won't be really neat. So you just have to weave it before turning it over. So after the weaving, you see I weaved it, so you have to turn it and just turn it this way. Hope you're getting what I'm doing. Then you turn it and make sure it fits well, you see. Then you have to turn it over and top stitch. Then after, you go back to the table and grab the back part, the back part we dropped the first time. So you have to grab it back and you place the front on it. So you see what I'm doing. You have to measure out that 2.5 inch. You don't have to go below it. You make sure you stay on the 2.5 inches so that the neck will be accurate like you measured before. So that's it. And you remember I told you not to do away with that front piece we got from that front cutting, that piece. You will still need it here. Now you have to place it like this on the back part of your outfit, and you have like about 1 inch extra gap. You see, if you observe closely, we are having an extra 1 inch that came out from, just look closely, you see, like about 1 inch, and that 1 inch will serve as an overlapping, like your shirt overlaps each other, so that's what it will serve as. And that's, by the way, after, you have to still place that piece. Now I told you not to do away with it. You still place it and get your neck measurement. You use it to get your neck measurement. Or if you can still get your neck measurement without using it, then you just do it the way you can. So you still have to mark. You make your marking, and you don't cut on the line you marked. You come up, like you shift like about 1/2 inch, because the 1/2 inch should serve as a seam allowance while closing the shoulder. So you don't cut at the exact place you marked. If you cut it, then you reduce your your shoulder, your neck, everything, the length, you reduce it. So at the end of the day, here is what it looks like after joining it together. And then you just have to grab your neck together and measure like about 1 inch. Then you notch it. You don't really cut it deep, you just notch it, and you measure from the 1 inch you notched. You measure it all around to the other parts, the other 1 inch. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? So we got like about 15. So I had to make my neck 15 inch. I don't know how you get your own neck, but if you need a tutorial on this, just comment. I'll do it for you. So after everything, here is the work before ironing, and you just have to take your time, iron it very well. You heat it up. You have to be patient and do this process. Thank you. You see, we are getting our neck shape. So, and I will be glad to answer any question if you didn't understand what I did on this video. Thank you and God bless you.